Hi Scorpio, welcome to your new moon in Aries reading for March 21st, 2023. Happy spring. The theme for your next 2 weeks is the moon, so you can be highly intuitive. Things can seem a little bit strange or out of the norm. There can be some premonitions. There can be some fears that can come up from our subconscious with the moon. Things can kind of feel dreamy or like in a dreamy state. Um, Things just seem sort of foggy and unclear with the moon. But it has a lot to do with the subconscious. So let's see how that plays out in the coming 2 weeks. Nice. You have a wish fulfillment card. The Nine of Cups is a wish coming true. It's fulfillment. It's a lot. It's Jupiter in Pisces. And when you have Jupiter in Pisces, Jupiter always gives a lot. And so you could be indulging, you could be overindulging, but it's also a wish that comes true and you just feel really great about it. And the only thing that you have to worry about is not gloat about it. Okay? Careful what you wish for. Might come true because you have the Four of Cups, right? There's this sort of dissatisfied feeling on an emotional level. And you could be searching for that thing that kind of fulfills you a little bit more. You're being offered something here with this Four of Cups, and the offer is telling you to fill the cup with what you want. Don't be satisfied with what you get. Fill it with what you want. Make the wish. That's what it's saying. Make the wish. Now, the moon card, the influence of the moon could be giving that feeling of sort of an emotional dissatisfaction or boredom with the Four of Cups. How are you doing? Well, you're the Chariot. That's good. That's good because it means that you're taking the situation into your own hands. It's being self-confident. It is controlling a situation. And it's focusing and pointing your thoughts and your emotions in the direction that you want them to go. I think that's an excellent card. And this could be in regards to finances, work, and the physical. This is my healthy body, healthy wallet card. It is doing the thing that you're good at, honing your skills, but also just whacking out the job. It's pushing away any blocks or barriers or distractions, more like, and getting the job done. You're good at what you do it, you finish it, and you are very highly focused, especially with that Chariot card. You could be traveling a lot as well, I have a feeling. Maybe traveling for work or something, but you could be on the road quite a bit. But it's for work. It's you may be actually also doing some overtime with that Eight of Pentacles. So if the wish was work, I do think you'll have plenty. If the wish was finances, you should also have enough. And if the wish was good health, you're certainly going to be the person who makes sure that you get to the gym or you eat properly, that kind of energy. The result, well, you have the Six of Swords. And again, that's what I mean by moving on, right? You have the Chariot card and you have the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is the moving on card. So there is this movement going. Now, this is the result, so it could be around the middle to the end of the 2 weeks, but it doesn't have to be. Timing is different for everybody. This is taking your lessons with you, though, right? She's got those Six of Swords in the boat with her, moving to calmer waters. So it could even be a temporary leave or a staycation or something like that, because I see you still busy working. I do see that. But it could even be that you just sort of dismiss this feeling of boredom and just like really focus on work and your financial situation. Because for me, the Six of Swords also means like, well, um, that's the way it is. It's not any different. Let me move on, right? It's almost like you stop the struggle. You just accept it. It's like radical acceptance. You just accept the way it is at the moment, and hopefully with the knowledge that it's cyclical and everything comes around in its proper timing. Um, but there's this balance, this sort of mental balance with the six. Six is always about balance. So there is this sort of mental balance that comes with the acceptance, with the radical acceptance. And you have the Two of Swords as well, so more air energy, more mental energy, and this is cutting something off. It's trying to find peace of mind. I see that twice here, both with the six and the two. It's searching for peace of mind, but it feels like there has to be a decision that needs to be made. With the Moon card, you may not see it right away, or it may be foggy. I don't really see that here, especially with the Chariot card. With the Chariot card, I think you know exactly where you want to go and what you want to do. In which case, for me, then the moon will be, you listen to your intuition that leads you in the way you want to go. And I say that because the Chariot card is not only the alignment of your mental and your emotional energy, but also your higher self, what's guiding you. And so your intuition is super, super important here. Two of Swords can be cutting off something in favor of something else. It's the need to make a decision. And we can't quite grasp that peace of mind until we make that decision. Now, the problem with the Two of Swords, which is associated with Libra, by the way, is that you can see both sides of a situation equally. And so it's hard to make that decision. You can hold two opposing thoughts simultaneously with the Two of Swords. But there is the new moon, right? So this is definitely big on your radar, I would say. All right, so let's get some clarification. Ace of Cups. This can be, definitely it's emotional. You have all cups there. But this can also be in love and what inspires you. It can also be the need to release. All right, so the need to release this energy so you can get to that energy. The need to release this boredom, this dissatisfaction that you're feeling. And maybe even this offer that's being given to you right now. The feeling that this isn't going to be right. Because there's some sort of wish fulfillment in what's being offered. And this is the offer. Now, the Ace of Cups is a seed, right? The aces are all seeds that hold the entire cycle. And, excuse me, this is releasing old emotional baggage. Your cup is full, right? You can't hold any more emotion because it's full. It's reached maximum capacity. And so you have to let go of some of that old emotional stuff that you don't need anymore, and so that you make space for some new emotional stuff, right? So there's inspiration with the Ace of Cups, and that can come from higher self, right? This is something that's inspired. This is something bigger than ourselves, than our little selves. It's not our little self, it's our big self. And you could see signs and synchronicities, or there can be, again, information that comes to you possibly from out of nowhere with the moon card. You could have dreams, you could have epiphanies, you could be psychic during this time and really just see where it is that you're headed, what you need to do to get there. It's a wonderful card, the Ace of Cups. Drink plenty of water. Now, I've seen this with a lot of people or with a lot of signs. Drink plenty of water, because I think what's happening here is we are releasing and doing sort of a cleanse, which would be really good for everybody. But water will help to purge. Water will help to push through any impurities, whether that's a physical, emotional, or spiritual. Drink plenty of good, clean, filtered water. Okay. This will also help on a physical level. And if you are experiencing a weight issue, that could also help. Okay, so you have another 7 here. And again, 7 is that energy of thinking outside of the box. This is the 7 of Pentacles, so it's sort of editing. You're looking at what you have, what's ripening in front of you, right? All the things that you have done, these are the crops that you've planted, and you're waiting for your fruits to ripen. And while you do that, you can do some reassessing. And you can look back and see, what would I do different, or even where do I go from here. So I've planted my crop, it's ripening, and now I'm going to plant something else. Would I plant the same thing? What would match with it? What would go with it? What, you know, what can I add to the soup, in essence? So there's some editing and reassessing going on with the 7 of Pentacles. That's on a financial and a physical level, because we're talking about pentacles here, things of the earth. All right. And again, with that 7, it could very well be something different and interesting and not normal, not of the norm that you kind of are looking to look into for the next phase. Yeah, because you have the Page of Cups card. This is the Pisces card. They are not your usual normal. They're not the norm, no. But it is an expansive energy. And I do feel like we are trying to expand a situation here. But that comes with some insecurities. And again, that's the moon, right? And the moon and Pisces are, the moon is associated with the sign Pisces. So when you have these two cards together, things can kind of get a little bit strange. There's a Neptunian energy with this, and Neptune makes things a little bit weird, a strangeness. And that's where you get those kind of out-of-body experiences, where you can kind of go into yourself a little bit, and all these little sort of scenarios play in your head, and you watch them as if it's a movie, right? And this can inspire you, or it can be information that's being dropped into your senses. He's talking to a fish, right? He's getting instruction from a fish. Not normal. But there's something otherworldly about it. And a fish is slippery. So it's not something you can kind of grab, right? It's something nebulous. So there, with that kind of new moon energy, I think you're going to be very much affected by the moon. Now, you could also have some experience with the Page of Cups, with a Pisces card, or with a Pisces person, rather. This would be, again, on a level of sort of the psychic or the intuitive, or just the out of ordinary. This can bring up some insecurities as well with the moon, or kind of just feeling, yeah, otherworldly. And that's what I mean. Like, it's hard to pinpoint something. It's hard to pin it down. And I think that's where the difficulty of cutting something or someone off with that Two of Swords, and that can even just be a mindset. You know, it can be just, I'm going to cut out the feeling of dissatisfaction, because we are talking about emotion and feeling when we're looking at Pisces, and you have a lot of emotional cards here. Okay. The nebulous kind of feeling with this reading. But the Chariot is a really good card to have, because that's not nebulous. That's, I feel secure in my beliefs, in what I'm doing. I know where I'm going, and I'm just going to point my thoughts and emotions in that direction and go and see what it brings me, see what happens. But you're feeling confident about it, and that's what's necessary. And following that intuitive information that you're receiving. So, what does Spirit want you to know? Well, you have the Page of Cups again, same card here. So, curiosity, right? Your imagination, possibilities. But the opposite of the Page of Cups is irresponsibility, immaturity, envy. But I don't see that here. I see a curiosity. 7 is curious. 7 is definitely curious because it's out of the box. It's not the usual. It can be that you know a Pisces or a Page of Cups type of person that can help you out here, or that you just become very intuitive, and your imagination is going to show you something. Is also that you can use your imagination. Now, this is thinking outside of the box. You can use your imagination to manifest. You imagine every day before you wake up what your day will be like, what you want your day to be. Every day, do this. And it can help steer you in the right direction, or it can help to put your vehicle in that direction. Okay? That's very Neville Goddard information if you want to look him up on YouTube. Find it very interesting. But he says your imagination is God. And I've used this technique and it has worked out very well for me. But I'm a Pisces, so there you go. But it's worth a try because it doesn't take a whole lot of effort. And in fact, it is the best way to do it is before you fall asleep at night, right as you're falling into that sleepy kind of in-between energy, just bring up the feeling of how you want to feel. And you can create a day if you want to. How would you feel throughout your day? What would you do and how would you feel? That kind of energy. But it is definitely the feeling and the thought that have to match each other. And then you fall asleep to that energy. It bypasses or it goes deep into the subconscious, because the subconscious is going to be the thing that says, no, you can't, or that's impossible, or that's just silly. And it catches and it does stuff. So, all right, I hope that was helpful. I'll be back in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. Thank you for listening. I do dailies. Take very good care.